Thank you so much, Chairperson. I think this is just like broadly for all the provinces, but with special focus on Gauteng, Eastern Cape, and Mpumalanga. There is a problem that we are finding with the issue of non-performance of contractors and it going unscathed with no tangible consequences that emanate from non-performance. And we recommend that with immediate effect, all those cases of non-performance by contractors should be sent directly to the SIU, to the Special Investigating Unit, because these are criminal cases, especially because government is part and parcel responsible for non-performance. They are the ones that vetted these companies. They are the ones that went through the process of ensuring that they are valid enough to carry through these tenders and have the capacity to carry through the job. And when it isn't done, then there is no tangible consequence that emanates from people not showing up and utilizing the money that was spent already to deal with the issues, particularly with public infrastructure and public facilities. And then second to that, why is it that there still isn't no standardized pricing to this day in 2024? We can see that there are loopholes that are at our disposal in tendering processes, in pricing, and we still don't have a standardized pricing regulatory body that is able to regulate all these projects, particularly those that have issues with payment, delay of payments, and not being able to carry through projects because it requires a lot of money. There should be a regulatory body, and even if it is not at a national level, I think local municipalities and provinces should be capacitated enough to be able to oversee the work that they put their money in and ensure that they're not being taken for a ride. I think it's important that if there is no process such as this, that they must utilize their powers through legislative works in the provinces and ensure that these things are not repetitive concurrence. And lastly, Chairperson, and I mean, with particular focus to the court, NALEDI, and the Tshehetso Primary School in Free State, Nohomuzea Primary School in Mpumalanga. I mean, there's numerous others. I think in some cases, it's so deplorable that it's schools for children with special needs. People are stealing money that is meant to give an education for children with special needs. There is no longer time to speak about what needs. We know what needs to be done. We know state capacity needs to be done. We know that standardized pricing needs to be done. We know that more oversight needs to be done. We know that criminal investigations should be done. Why are these people not being investigated for the crimes that they are committing? And lastly, the MEC in the Northern Cape, you know, I mean, it was a digression of some sort, but I think it's a very important direction in which she was taking us through on the issue of ownership of assets. And I think we should also look into the issue of land ownership on the part of government as well, because it's also problematic, this thing of renting properties for government facilities and government entities and government public services. And I mean, it's in some instances, it even causes very grave consequences, like in the Vaal, in the school in the Vaal, where they were unable to do transformation and construction services because the land was privately owned. And the owners, wherever they were sitting in their country, in the Netherlands, had put a stop to all of that, and government was tied, their hands were tied. So if we're going to problematize the land occupation programs of 2013, then we must primarily have a problem with land occupation as a whole. Then we must look at the disenfranchisement of Black people in 1913. We must look at disposition of land in 1936 with the Natives Land Act, Natives Trust Land Act of South Africa of 1936. If you're going to have a problem with people occupying land in 2013, 2015, and you want all of those efforts to be reversed, which were a response to colonialism, then you must have a problem with the land occupation of 1913. Otherwise, it's unprincipled and it validates the history of South Africa. That is, members must have manners.
Honourable Member,
And allow members.
you've had three lastlies already.
I can't teach
Your
members
question,
manners.
please, Honourable
You're
Member.
asking too much of me. I cannot do that. I cannot teach you manners. We allow you to speak, you engage, and you provide direction.
Yes, we are allowing you
And
to
we're also
speak,
doing the
Honourable
same.
Member. Your question, please.
Chairperson, it's what you're asking too much of me. I can't. So thank you so much, Chairperson, for protecting me. And I hope it won't happen again because we give you the opportunity to speak as well. Thank you.